we should be live here in a second. Let me know. Let me know if you guys can see me and hear me all right. Last time I know my mic was off when I first started streaming, but we're doing another spontaneous stream. We're gonna keep doing these for the next, I don't know, a little while here until I can kind of put together a schedule. What up, Mudshop? I don't want to say you live on your computer, but you're on it as much as I am, man. Awesome, dude. What do you think about the overlay, man? I originally, wasn't crazy about having an overlay, and then I kind of, tweaked an overlay I found, and then, I deleted some of the stuff because it was, way too loud, but I was like, yeah, it kind of looks nice, I think, having a little chat section and designated thumbnail section, but cool. Thanks, man. Look at this monster print going on, dude. I'm, 22 hours in. It said it was 40 originally, but it's not even at the halfway point, so we'll see. It's like a whole kilogram of plastic. Yeah, last night was a nightmare, man. I didn't really think about the fact, I should know this because I've printed before while trying to sleep, but this printer is a little louder than my other printers. I think it's just because of its, aluminum frame. So it makes more of a echoing sound in my room. And on top of that, that wasn't even, the worst part. That bright light that's on, I've got a time-lapse going, and it's taking a photo every 45 seconds. So I had to leave the bright light on all night long, hear the shutter of the camera, and hear the printer going back and forth. So it was I've been trying to go to sleep earlier too, so it was 1 in the morning, and I'm putting the pillow over my head, and then I can't breathe very well, and I'm like, this sucks, man. I was thinking I need to get myself some kind of an eye cover or something like that, just for times like this, because originally I was going to put earbuds in to drown out the music and not the music, but the sound of the printer, to have some kind of just soft sound, because sometimes I'll put on meditation stuff when I sleep. It just helps me not think and relax. But the light too, because they're daylight bulbs, and although it's in the corner kind of wedged away, it still was just brutally bright all night long. But I finally got some sleep, and the print's turning out really, really nice. I think I posted it in Discord. I don't know if you saw it, but it's this big masterpiece rocky lighthouse that I scaled up to 300%. So it's going to print the whole thing, but the actual lighthouse itself is hollow, and then I'm going to print the top little triangular roof of it separately, so that way I can put a LED tea light candle inside of it. I'm gonna give it to my mom as a birthday gift. She's gonna freak out. I figured it was a good way, because I wanted to do a big print on this printer to test out how good it can print. I don't know if that's proper English, but how well it can print once it gets to the higher levels. And so far so good. Total filament, if I look on Cura, I just checked today because I was like, shit, I don't even know if I have enough filament. Watch, I'll show you. Oh, you can't really see it, but it's, oh, come on. Well, I'll just tell you because it's not working, but it's 866 grams for the base, so hopefully it's not more than that, because I don't have much more weight than a kilogram of a spool, pretty much a full spool. And originally I was using I have a bunch of spools of white filament that have, I don't know, maybe 20% left on them. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, I'll use that, just use them all, because it has the whole run out sensor. But then I was scared because I remember someone telling me, or not telling me, but making a YouTube video saying that when it runs out, it makes a really loud sound. And I didn't want it to run out in the middle of the night, so I swapped it over to just a brand new spool that I had, and I'm hoping it's enough. But the filament change function on this thing has been really nice. There's on the print screen, there's a options button, and there's a little filament picture, and you click change, and so the head goes up, goes to the side, and then you click out and it does, it spits out the whole thing through the Bowden tube. Then you put the new spool on, put it up to the little sensor, click in, and then it loads it back up till it drips through the nozzle. Then I just pull off the excess and then click resume, and it goes right back to where it was, which is really cool. I mean, I know that in like slicers you can set it to pause at certain height increments, but it's really nice. It's such a nice feature, and it's worked flawlessly because I went through that first spool of 20%, then a second spool of 20%, and then I was like, I gotta, like, I don't want to put on these last two spools of like 15% filament because, again, it's using so much plastic. I'm like, I might as well just throw a full brand new one on here. But so far, so good. This one has a print resume feature. If you run out, just unplug the bastard. Yeah, it does. It has two things. So it has print resume if there's a power outage, which, again, I haven't tested it, and I'm going to test it before the review, but I do not want to test it on this print. I'd be so heartbroken, dude. If this thing stopped and then I couldn't get it to resume after 22 hours, I don't know what I would do. But it has two things. So it has that feature where you can unplug and plug it back in and it'll continue. And it also has a filament runout sensor. So as far as I know, once the filament gets past that sensor, it pauses and a like beeping sound goes on to let you know, like, hey, I'm out of filament. And then you can retract, change it, and it'll continue on. But again, I don't want to test. I'm just nervous to test it. I'd rather test it on something I don't care about. Like, I'll just print a random tiny little thing when I'm done with this just to see that that functionality works. But yeah, those are really, really nice features. And originally I wanted to print it at 0.2 layer height because I wanted all the details and stuff, but it was telling me it was going to be like 66 hours, and I don't think I've ever printed anything over like 18 hours straight. I've done multiple parts that have made, like my arcade ended up being more than that, but not in a single print, and so I was really nervous when I saw 66 hours, so I went to 0.3 layer height, which did suffer, like it's sacrificing some detail, but it went down to 40 hours, and I was like, it's such a big piece that I don't think it'll really matter, and I'm looking at it, like, it looks really good. There's definitely some layer lines, no doubt, but overall, in the grand scheme of things, it's looking phenomenal. So, yeah, I'm really excited to have it done. I just want another 24 hours to pass by with hopefully no hiccups so I can take this thing off. But the bed that it comes on, too, is really nice. I have no idea what kind of bed it is. Last time, I don't know if you were here last time. I don't know if you took off before, but there was a couple guys in chat that had the... there's a couple guys in chat that have the Anycubic Mega, which is like they were saying looks like a smaller version of this. It's got like the, I think 210 by 210 by 220, something like that. Well, this one's 310, 310, 320, and they were saying the bed looks really similar. It's got some kind of like, so it's black, kind of feels like glass. I think it is glass, but it's got some kind of like diamondy pattern, and that's another thing I was nervous about was it took me a little while to get the bed perfectly level just because of how big it is. Even when I thought that I leveled it, I started a couple prints and I was like, it's not level. So I feel like I finally got it really level, and I was nervous that because it's got such a flat bottom that there'd be curling going on, but it's sticking really, really well, knock on wood. There's been no hiccups at all, so we will see. It's so huge, I don't think dropping the resolution would matter all too much. Yeah, that was my thinking too. If it was something smaller, then obviously I'd want to do smaller, or, better resolution to get those details. But on something this large, I don't really think... It's not necessarily about... Well, I mean, the details matter, but it's not necessarily about having mint glass-like layer lines. So, yeah, we'll see how it turns out. But I'll definitely... I'm going to make a YouTube video called... biggest print to date, and then it'll be also first print test on this printer, and I'll show it off on that, so that'll be cool. Hopefully that'll be coming up on Mom's birthday's in 4 days, so hopefully the day before her birthday, or maybe 2 days prior to her birthday. But so far so good. I'm actually scared as to how much of a pain in the ass it's going to be to remove this from the build plate. Hopefully once it's completely cooled down it won't be too terrible, but I did have a couple issues with things sticking too well to this build plate, where I actually, so normally I use like a little spudger tool, right? But when that doesn't work on some of my printers, I have to use this little guy. It's like a legit ice pick shank, And when I was trying to remove something off of this, I was using this ice pick and like putting a lot of pressure, and, and it popped up and like I stabbed myself in my thumb, and it was like my thumb was bleeding a little bit, right? But like not to the point where I was like, oh, this is really painful necessarily, but from the pressure of it going through, it hit my bone. My bone is actually bruised from it. So that hurt more than the actual stab wound on my thumb, but it's no big deal. Like, it's just when I used to solder a lot of like 360 stuff, I burnt the shit out of myself a few times, and with printers I've burnt myself on the nozzle a few times. I've removing stuff. There was one time where I was removing something and the spudge tool slipped, so I punched the printer and my knuckles punched the edge of the glass, and the glass wasn't perfectly smooth, and it just cut like 4 of my knuckles with the rough glass of the bed. So I've got horror stories. I actually found a I don't know if it was, I think it was a Reddit post, and it was like it was titled like 3D printer accidents, and people were posting their like messed up fingers and stuff. And I know I'm not alone. Like, a lot of people have burnt the shit out of themselves and stuff like that. Just doing repairs and things like that too, where there's times something's clogged, so I have to heat up the hot end and take it off and whatnot. I've got a healing soldering iron burn on my thumb right now. Damn thing slipped out of my hand. I thought the smart thing to do was catch it. Yeah, I've done that so many times. The soldering iron, in my mind, from what I remember, it's been a while since I burnt myself. Again, I don't do as much soldering now, and it's not so little when it's, you know, wires and stuff like that. But yeah, I burnt myself quite a few times, and those burns hurt, man. Like, for days on end. They're not quick heals. It's definitely not a fun burn at all. The worst burn I've seen was my brother years ago. He was working at, my shit still burns from my last Tinder date. That's a different kind of burn though. That's an emotional burn. My brother, for his first job, he worked at this burger joint that was owned by the same guy that owned the restaurant I worked at a while back, and he was cleaning the grill, and he was using like a scrubbing tool, and it fell, and his instinct was to grab it as quick as possible. Well, his whole hand, like up to here, went into the deep fryer, and I mean, he was doing a really good job of trying not to show his pain, but I mean, his face, like, he was in a lot of pain. And I guess the guy there that he worked with said that you were supposed to put, I think he put like mustard all over it right away, which was supposed to help with some of the pain. But yeah, it was like days, dude, where I could see when he came home, because I didn't see right when it happened, I saw when he came home, and his whole hand was like red as shit and shaking, like from, I don't know, probably the pain, I would imagine. So shout out to reading my comment. Of course, man. Well, we don't exactly have a crazy amount of viewers going on right now, but and the thing is, like, I've been streaming randomly for like an hour here and there over the last week and a half to 2 weeks, and I'm doing it this way to kind of build up my streaming again, and eventually I'll start scheduling stuff. But right now, 1, I'm looking for work, so I don't know what my schedule is going to be like in a few weeks, and 2, I've been known to make schedules and not stick with them, so I wanted to just do some random streams without schedule, just for fun, like casually, and then after I've committed to doing that for a while, that's when I'll put together some kind of a schedule when I feel like I can actually stick with it. And so I'm printing, it's a lighthouse, here, I'll show you. So this is it right here, but I scaled it 300%, so it's printing roughly at, let's do millimeter 2 inches. So it's roughly 300 millimeters tall. So about a foot tall. Well, it'll probably be more than a foot tall because of the very top of this tower. I'm printing it separately. So I'm printing this part separately, and then right now it's printing. So there's 2 versions, one that's complete and one that's complete minus the top. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm going to, 1, I was using this to test out this new printer to see how well it performs quality-wise, and once it gets to higher heights, if there's any issues with wobbling. And 2, it's my mom's birthday this weekend, and my mom's really hard to get gifts for. Like, she doesn't usually want a lot of stuff, but she loves homemade stuff. So I figured this would be really cool, and I can throw like a tea light candle inside of it. Originally I was going to wire up LEDs and have a cable going out the back, but I think that might be too bright, so I'm thinking just a little tea light candle just to have it kind of illuminate some light. It's not going to actually be used as a room light or anything like that, more of just like a cool little showpiece, but yeah, that's what's going on. And it's currently 22 hours in so far out of it said 40 hours, but based off the progress bar, it's looking more like 50 plus hours on this print. So I'm just nervous and keeping my fingers crossed that there's no, well, we get power outages up here, but it does have power resume. I just don't want to test that feature on this print. I'd rather wait till I can test it on something smaller. I'm just hoping nothing screws up, really, because this is the longest print I've ever done and the biggest print I've ever done in one piece. So it's about 1 kilogram of plastic total. So I need to also I worked in Mickey D's and dropped a fry basket on my arm. I thought I was getting a free trip back to the house, but they just threw some mustard on it and sent me back to work. Dude, that's fucking savage, dude. That's insane. Jesus, dude. That's funny. I think we talked about this before, but that was my first job, was at Mickey D's. I don't think I burnt myself very much. I just always that was my first job there, was fries as well. So I dropped fries, and did I drop nuggets too? I think I did, or maybe nuggets was the kitchen. Kitchen might have nuggets. I think I was 100% fries. I remember the way you had to, like, they made me salt it with like an M shape. That's how they taught you. And then I did mostly cashiering after a little while there. I don't know much about, well, I know a decent amount about firearms, but not about milling out lowers. My younger brother is a huge firearm advocate, and he's got like 1 or 2 AR-15s, Smith & Wesson Shield. He's got a Glock. He's got I think a 22 cal rifle and a 12 gauge shotty. I don't know the models, but he's had a couple lowers that he tried milling out one with. I think he bought a stencil. So he bought the lower, and he got the stencil for it, and he bought some like titanium drill bits, and he tried hand drilling it, and he did a really good job. It was really close to being there, but he screwed up on, like, I think the trigger assembly part of it, and so he never ended up continuing with it. But he was talking about the Ghost Gunner years ago, but I don't know. I haven't looked at it, much of it, since the days of when that was big news, when he was trying to 3D print, you know, like the firearms and stuff like that. I haven't looked into it in a long time, so I don't know whether it actually sorry that you guys are watching this right now. I don't know whether it actually became fruition when they started manufacturing them or not, but they look crazy. Shout out to your mom's birthday. Thanks, man. I'm sure she will. I already let her know, like, I told her, I was like, I'm making you something, it's gonna be badass, but just keep your fingers crossed it doesn't screw up. That Reddit thing, isn't that insane though, right? That's fucking crazy, bro. Like, it's absolutely insane. I don't know if you posted in Discord, but did you put anything about your shop or anything like that on it? Because I originally, after I messaged you on there, I tried posting my YouTube video, but they don't allow YouTube videos, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll post my Thingiverse stuff, and then they didn't let me do that either. It's like really specific. You can only post like photos or guides to certain sites that they have approved already. I think it's fucking insane, bro. Like, I mean, 280,000 views is a ton. It's viral. Like, to me, that's viral. Like, you made something that went viral on Reddit, which is insane. And it seems like from most of the comments I saw, I mean, some are just regular Redditors that are being funny, but people love it, dude. It's really cool. And, like, yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that the N64 didn't get more traction. Just because, again, like, I know that, again, the Xbox 360 looks super clean, and it's really awesome, and it's a cool, like, again, more of an idea than a, like, practical thing. Like, it's more of, like, a cool factor than, like you said, too, useful, like, playing on a small screen like that, but it's still cool regardless. But the N64 thing was, like, a lot more design on your part, and time involved, and soldering, and everything. So, you never know, you know, like, even with me, like, for example, with videos, one of my most popular videos that has like 100,000 views was a simple tutorial on how to install script hook for Grand Theft Auto on PC. Although my channel is, you know, mostly about electronics, and It's got some game. It does game modding. I can't say that too. My channel is still game modding, but you know, I'm just saying, like, I couldn't believe that video did so good. I made it because it was a simple video that I thought might help some people because I was using it, and you never know. And then, like, I'll spend a lot of time on a video and it'll get no traction. It's like, you never know. It kind of, the internet is weird when it comes to what it decides is cool and, you know, not as cool or whatever. Where are you from state-wise? I'm in California, Southern California, Inland Empire area. My brother is currently in New Mexico at the Border Patrol Academy, and then he's getting stationed out in Arizona. That's where he wanted to head. I might be heading out to Arizona. It just depends on what happens with me and my girlfriend in terms of our savings and jobs and stuff like that, whether we're able to move out there when he's out there or whatever, you know. So can we get the link for the Reddit thing? ModShop does have permission to post links. He's got like moderator permissions, so he should be able to post it. I can find it otherwise. Thanks, awesome. Yeah, I'll post it real quick here. Yeah, 20,000 likes. It's fucking crazy. Hey, what's up, Fear? What's going on, man? Shit, it's been forever, man. I don't know the last time I've seen you around or in a live stream. Granted, it's as much my fault because I haven't exactly been live streaming much. Go AFK. Yeah, no worries, awesome. I go AFK in life so often once I get busy with stuff, but how you been, dude? Check out hey Fear, check out that link I posted, dude. Mod Shop, which maybe you know or don't know, I'm not sure, but he's been around for a really long time. And Night All just saw the stream, looking in. All right, Night Guido, thanks for stopping by, man, checking out the stream. Hopefully you can catch the next one. Again, I'm just doing random ones right now, but eventually here, I've got a bunch of really cool stream ideas actually, but eventually here they'll be planned, so that way if you do want to catch it, you can catch it. But thanks for stopping by, even if it's just for a little bit. Yeah, that thing he did was really cool, the 360 Slim. It's just, he added, I mean, as you can tell, I think it's like a 7-inch screen, it looks like. And you wired it up so that way you can play just directly from the console without having to plug it in, but you can also plug it into a TV. And it's also RGH too, which is really cool. I've been busy with school since it's my senior year of high school, so I'm pretty busy, but been really good. How about you? Oh, shit, man. Yeah, my senior year is pretty busy, too. Not necessarily with school. I didn't take that many class. Like, I think you could take up to 7 classes, and I took 5, or maybe it was 6, and I took 4. I didn't have a lot my senior year, though, but I spent a lot of time just hanging out with buddies, and my girlfriend at the time, I was always over at her house and stuff like that. But that's exciting, dude. Do you know, what do you got planned for after senior year here? You going straight into work, or are you going to school? If you're going to school, do you know what you want to do? And I've been pretty good, man. The last year here, I've just been doing solo, pretty much chilling and doing freelance stuff here and there, but I'm finally at the point where I need to get a job. I can't say I was just chilling last year. I took a lot of classes. I was trying to finish up my prereqs for transferring for computer engineering, and I'm down to, I think, 6 classes, because I got my associates in information systems, but I needed a lot of other classes to transfer for engineering, and so it's going back, taking maths and sciences and whatnot. And yeah, it got to the point now where I'm like, I gotta get a job, man. So I'm just looking for something potential. I mean, I know what I want to do, but most jobs or most places won't. I don't have any, experience or necessarily the bachelor's degree for any of the type of stuff I really want to do. So probably looking to get a job in the e-commerce field or IT industry for now. I had an interview last week that I thought went really, really good, and I'm not sure that it didn't go really good, but I haven't gotten a call back yet. It's been, well, it was last Wednesday, so it's coming up on a week here. But the company was really cool, and there was health insurance, which is really important since I'm turning 26 this year and I won't have health coverage anymore. My parents, that sucks. But Oh, that 50 pin I ordered from the UK got here before the second one I bought. If you want the second one, it's yours. Huh. I could definitely take it. How about this? Hold on to it for now. I'm on the fence right now between, so I'm debating, I wasn't going to, but I'm debating selling my arcade, the one I just built. It depends on how much I can get for it. My target is like 350 because the parts were like 150-ish, but the amount of time I put into it, because I want to make a second one. I want to make a second one, which will be pretty similar to the first one, but I'm actually going to print it in the color that I want, I think. That way I don't have to paint it, because I'm not super thrilled with the paint job. And then if I do that, then I would like that ribbon cable, because I would be able to relocate the LCD board on the next one that I picked up here. But I'm not sure if I'm going to. I'm like so on the fence because I love it, and it's my first, my big ass project. But it's like I really want to build another one, but I just don't have like 150 bucks to just throw out on another project when I've already got one, So I'm just gonna go to local community college and transfer out. I plan on going for finance. Also been messing about in the stock market a lot lately, which has taken up a lot of my time. Very cool, dude. Well, I mean, there's a lot of jobs if you go for finance, for sure. Have you messed with, since you said stock, I know it's not stocks, but have you messed with cryptocurrency stuff at all, like investing or at least watching it? It's fucking crazy, man. I messed with it a little bit, but not a lot. I mean, I'm talking a couple $100 here and there, but I always end up pulling it out for like a bill or something when I need to, since again, I'm pretty much unemployed. I mean, I do freelance stuff, but regardless, I'm still like unemployed, I suppose. Or self-employed, but anyways, I was looking last night because I check like daily or bi-daily just to see how the market's doing, and when I checked last night before I went to bed, Bitcoin was at like $6,000. So it's bounced back, it looks like, today. I mean, it's up to nearly $8,000, but it was crazy last night seeing it because in November my computer teacher, he cashed out I think he said 60 grand was the most that Coinbase would allow him to cash out in one transaction. And he cashed out the day Bitcoin hit 17 grand. He didn't cash out everything. He was going to cash out everything. I think he had about $99,000 worth. But he cashed out 60 grand, and then I don't know if he held on to the rest because I think he had to wait a week before the next ability to withdraw, and at that point it had definitely dropped. But it's just crazy seeing it go from that, nearly $18,000 last month, or no, it's I guess 2 months ago now, roughly, to like 6,000 last night. Just insane. Don't even tell me when you're streaming. You think you know, guy. Thanks, Bobby. Hey, we're gonna play PUBG tonight, dude. Nico said he's on board. I talked to him earlier. He's so silly, dude. I don't know if he went home from work, if he was playing at work, but he was playing PUBG at like 11 o'clock in the morning. And so I texted him or messaged him and was like, dude, no work today or what? And he's like, no, I just got an early lunch break. So I don't know if he went home just to hop on PUBG or what, but he said he's gonna play later on tonight. Yeah, it's screwing me over pretty good right now. I put more into it while it's low. Everything is low right now, not just crypto. When you say everything's low, what do you mean? Like even stock markets and businesses and stuff? Yeah, because well, I'm not trying to change the whole stream to be a crypto stream by any means, but this is a casual, fun stream. So let's take a look here. So I put a couple $100 into Ripple when it was at $1.25 or $1.35, and I sold at $3, so that was cool. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was like 150 bucks extra, and I was like, nice. And now it's at 77 cents, so I'm like, awesome. I'm glad I sold that. Then I have a family member that, thank you guys for whoever's subscribing. I'm getting notifications. I can't see them. I gotta fix my Streamlabs. I don't really know what's going on. But yeah, so then Funfair is a crypto, and their project is basically online. It's for gambling. And my cousin's boyfriend in Chicago told me about it when he visited. Summer of last year, it was at 2 pennies a coin, and I saw it. I saw it a few weeks ago when the market was kicking ass at like 28 or 24 cents or something like that, and he had been putting in like quite a few thousand. So I'm hoping he cashed out. Because again, he'd still be up probably unless he's been still feeding it all while it was climbing. But that's a big drop back. You know, again, everything's doing that. And then another one that I've been interested in, which I was going to put a little bit into, which I didn't. Is it even on here anymore? Holy shit, did it drop off? Wow, it was never that low. That's interesting. Ah, wax. Yeah, wow, it dropped off a lot. So, for those of you that don't know, there's a company called OP Skins, and they sell game skins for like Counter-Strike and stuff. And I mean, like $250 knife for a cosmetic knife and stuff like that. And they're a, I think, multi-billion-dollar company. And this is their coin that they created. And when they released it, they hadn't released it on public markets yet, but it was originally on like only the founders. They released the founder coins, but it was at like $1, and a lot of people were speculating it was going to shoot up way higher, and it did shoot up. I think from like $1 to maybe even $12 for 24 hours, and now it's down to 30 cents, and it's dropped significantly. In the circulating volume, so, or no, the market cap dropped down significantly. That's what it is. That's what it's based off of. But yeah, it's crazy shit. So, mod shop, dude. Thanks, man. Thanks for the $5 donation. God, single-handedly supporting my streaming, dude. Thank you very much, bro. Sorry if I missed. I think I missed a few. No, I haven't messed with crypto. I'm trying to learn the basics a bit more on stocks first. Yeah, well, stocks have been around for a long time, so there's a lot more, well, I don't want to say certainty, but at least things you can study and graphs and things like that. So, and I mean, again, if you're trying to get into finance, then you can end up in the stock industry if that's something that you're interested in. So, that's really cool. Yesterday was a big hit, but today it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I mean... I have really mixed feelings about cryptocurrency. Like, I mean, okay, so there's no denying, me and my dad have gotten in like disputes about it, and I mean, there's no denying that blockchain technology is insane and it's awesome, and blockchain technology is not going anywhere. But as far as the future of crypto and what's going to happen with all the governments trying to crack down and either ban or regulate it to a certain extent, I don't know what exactly the longevity of it is, or what value it'll hold in 5 years, even 1 year. If we see how like crazy it's gone in the matter of 2 months, it's like, what's gonna happen in a couple of years? And I know that if you look every year, it seems to be, I don't think it's had a year, as far as I know, where it's gone down. Every year it goes up. I think last year Bitcoin in the beginning of the year was at 2,000 or so. But my biggest thing is if I had the money, you know, if I was making good money, I would invest some in cryptocurrencies, no doubt. But just like with anything in life, I think you're foolish to guarantee that it's going to go to the moon, as everyone is saying, you know. And I mean, I've heard stories of people that are taking out mortgages and people that were maxing credit cards and stuff like that, you know, to invest in cryptocurrency. And I'm like, that's insane to me, that you are putting your net worth and your everything on something that has no guarantee. Like, that's foolish to me. That's just not smart. And maybe some of those people that did that made it filthy rich, you know, it's very possible. But at the same time, like, for every winner there's a loser. And it's like, for the same with the people that got in when Bitcoin was at 1,000, and like my teacher that sold at 17,000, some people bought at 17,000, and now they're sitting there fucking with half their money, you know, value wise right now, and they're sweating bullets. So, you know, to me it's it's gambling. In a sense, it's gambling, you know. Bobby with the $5 donation. Hey, you guys, thank you very much, Bobby, for the $5 donation, man. You get any update on your board that's coming in? I need to get these the damn Streamlabs working so that way it pops up on stream. I gotta figure that out. I'm gonna make that on my bucket list before I stream next, is to try to get the Streamlabs stuff working. Yeah, Dow dropped like 1,100 points or something. You'd probably more about that. Jesus. Yeah, that's a bit funny. Yesterday was the largest drop in one day in history, and today was the highest gain in a day since 2016. Dude. Get out of here, dude. Yeah, that's nuts. I follow crypto news way more than I actually follow stock news. I know my parents have some stocks tied up, I believe, from, I don't know, just years of putting here and in there, but I don't know what they have or what they don't have. New board comes in tomorrow. Okay. Sounds good. You see the print, Bobby? It's 22 hours in. It doesn't look that big. Oh my goodness. You'll be good, dude. Just take your time. It doesn't. I don't know. Like, it probably doesn't look that big. It's just, you know, on stream, but in scale to, you know, like, I don't have anything to like scale it with. But you'll see when it's all done and it's next to me. You're like, dude, the thing it's a big ass print. I mean, it's gonna be like a foot by over a foot. I don't know. Make sure Bobby's peeking through your blinds right now. No, I've got my blinds closed. That's actually funny. Yesterday, my girlfriend was over and we were laying in here, and I was like, I bet you Bobby's gonna look through my window when we're in here. And so she's like, no way. And I was like, I swear to you, I've seen him looking through my window before. So yeah, no, I close my blinds now. It's funny because like his game room where his computer desk is literally at a window like 45 degrees to my right. So when I like, there's been nights before where we're like playing video games, and one of us will be hungry, and like he'll open his window and we've like thrown string cheeses through his window, dude. Like, me and my buddy, because I live with my best friend, and yeah, sometimes like we'll be making something, like we made ramen the other night and he was like asking for ramen and stuff, but it's really funny. I've been looking into the A5. Do you like it so far? So far, I'm absolutely in love with it, man. The only thing I will say is that I've messed with a lot of printers, and I've had a lot of printers through my hands. Like, I want to say 10 plus at least now, probably more. But most all the printers that I get in are kit printers, meaning that, you know, I get a box, just like I've got a kit printer here that needs to be opened. I've got a kit printer here I just finished. So, I mean, you know, you've got a box full of aluminum or acrylic and all the parts, and you got to assemble it. As far as printers come that are already done, I've done the Monoprice Mini, the Da Vinci, and now this guy. And this machine naturally gets a 1-up on all my kit printers because of the fact that it took 8 screws to assemble, and that peace of mind, not peace of mind, that convenience is extremely nice. The price tag on it is, to me, really fair. It goes for like $500 nearly everywhere, but I linked it in the description over on GearBest. They have a sale, which I don't know how long it's going on for, and I don't know whether they're going to refresh it, because their stuff they always have stuff on sale over at GearBest. But if I look right now, it's on sale for $375 with, it says 2 days left, which that's $125 off of what they're asking for on Amazon and other markets. That price is insanely cheap to me. Again, 1, you don't have to build it. 2, the build volume is huge. It's, you know, is it 310, 320, or 305? It's right in that range. So 305 by 320, which is massive. I mean, it's a foot by a little over a foot. And it's got heated bed, which is nice. It's got the ability to, if power goes out, resume. It's got, if the filament runs out, it pauses until you put new filament in and resumes. It comes with a, you can do either USB cable for printing, or they give you a USB flash drive, a 16 gig, which is insane. That's a big flash drive that you can put like thousands of files on. Um, it works. It's a nice printer. I watched a few reviews on it actually. I watched Angus from Maker's Muse, and there's another guy. Let me see if I can find it. So I watched this gentleman's the other day. JGAurora A5. This guy. I'm gonna butcher that name. We'll just say Zoo. So I watched Zoo's video on it, and he didn't have, like, he overall said it was a good printer. There was a few complaints he had, and one of the complaints was the way they had, I believe it was the heated bed cable. Every time it went back and forth, it rubbed against the, what is that? The X-axis stepper motor cable, and so he was saying that he thinks that over time, it's going to cause issues or damage it or wear it down. So I didn't even look at my cable. I just printed out this little bracket that somebody made on Thingiverse that snaps onto the stepper motor, and then you can feed the cables through here, so that way they don't bump each other and cause that friction or wear down the cables. Well, when I went to go install it on my printer, I saw that I don't have that cable there. They changed it. They must have made a revision in manufacturing without announcing, version so-and-so, but mine doesn't have that. So that was like the only real main issue I saw was that, and again, mine doesn't have that. Another thing I saw was that the blower fan could be a little better, or the fan shroud could be a little better. So I found this little upgrade, which I printed on that machine. I haven't installed it yet, because I wanted to modify it and put a bunch of LEDs, but I kind of am getting to the point where I'm like, I might just leave it really stock because it works, and I've got plenty of printers to screw around with. Maybe this one I just leave, perfectly running how it is. But so this was designed by this guy, the Zoo guy on YouTube, and it's got, instead of just one angle that the air goes out, it goes out at 3 different angles. So he shows a little picture video on Thingiverse of the difference in print quality with this versus the stock one, and he did get better print quality. But again, I haven't had bad print quality. I made a little video, probably won't be able to see this too well, but this was the first print right when I opened it and took it out of the box, and this cat turned out really, really well. There's a tiny, tiny bit of lines on the back side that you can't really see in this, but it's a really nice print, considering, again, you open this thing up, plug it in, put 7 screws in, and it's ready to rock and roll. So yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So he puts away the binoculars. Oh, you sent a donation for? How? I didn't get a notification. Did you donate through Super Chat or through Streamlabs? Because if you did it through Streamlabs, hold on, let me check here. If you did the link in the description, I think that's through Streamlabs, and it wouldn't make sense that they wouldn't have notifications, actually, though. I'll log in with YouTube. Holy shit. Choose your modbot, I suppose. Well, this is weird. I don't even know which YouTube account to log in with. Hey, why? It shows your guys' donations on this end, but it doesn't show it on the front end, so I'm really sorry. It looks like it's going through on the back end, so I'm really sorry that I'm gonna get it fixed by the next stream, because that's like, I feel like that's not cool. If you guys are donating, you should at least get it pop up so I can thank you guys properly. But Fear donated $10 and another $10. Thank you very much. That's insane. And Giddo donated $5 as well. Thank you guys so much for the support. You guys are awesome. That's insane. Seriously. Fear says good luck, man, and to the moon. And Giddo says like the stream, keep up the good work. Thank you guys seriously very much. I'll get it figured out so that way by next stream it's not doing that. It shows it's going through on Streamlabs' side. I don't know why it's not going through on YouTube's side, but seriously, thank you guys very much for the donations. They're not expected or anything like that at all. I stream for fun and to hang out with you guys and answer questions, but donations definitely help me to be able to put more time into my projects and streams and stuff like that. So they're greatly appreciated. You guys rock. Oh man, I'm trying to, now I gotta get caught up. What about the Neva that couldn't have took you that long to build? The Neva? What Neva? Am I brain farting? Things sounds good. I like tinkering with my A6, but also need a go-to printer to make things when I need them. Yeah, well, I'm gonna make another video because so I can only keep like 3 printers roughly in my space. I've got like 2 in my shelf and 1 here. If I have smaller printers, I can keep more, but right now I've got 5 in here. 1 I just assembled and another one, so I'm probably gonna end up selling 1 of them, maybe 2. And the ANET A8, I'm gonna make, that's probably gonna be one of the machines I'll end up getting rid of here in the near future, but I'm gonna make another video on it because the ANET A8 is actually the printer, which is my cheapest printer that I have. Granted, I did a lot of upgrades, but it has printed the biggest print that I've done. Again, this print right now is the biggest print that's a single print, but I printed this whole thing on the ANET A8, my mini arcade cabinet, and it did a fantastic job. So again, these little cheap Chinese kit printers, again with some upgrades, I did some safety upgrades to make sure that the power supply wouldn't fail on me. I put an ATX power supply, I upgraded the hot end, I added a MOSFET board, I added auto bed leveling, and a few other little things. But I mean, all in all, the power supply I had laying around, that was definitely the most costly of it all, if you had to buy it out of pocket. But again, mine was extra from an old computer. But I mean, the sensor board, the sensor, the MOSFET, and the hot end probably ran me no more than $15 to $20 to upgrade it. And the printer itself was only 140. I got a really good deal on eBay. I have to look back. So those cheap printers can really, perform. But I get what you're saying. No doubt, it's nice to have something. I enjoy my kits and I love my kit printers, and I think they're awesome. And I think that anyone that's a hobbyist at some point should probably get one to learn the ins and outs of 3D printers, and that way, if something goes wrong, you have a way better understanding of how to troubleshoot it versus just saying, "Oh, it's broken." But now that I have this guy here, I'm like, man, I like this too. This is really nice, and I can see why having a pre-built or mostly pre-built printer with these features and this nice little package, this nice big package is a really cool thing. So I get both sides of it. I'm a big like tinkerer person that likes modifying things. So for me, that's where the kits fill that void. But then again, when I just want something simple and I don't need the whole, fidgeting around with stuff, then this is a really cool way to go. And again, the prices are coming down so much on these pre-built printers. It's absolutely insane. So, but, little did we know Dan hasn't eaten in 14 days. Now he can finally eat. I've eaten, man. I had some oatmeal this morning and I finally finished my box of corn dogs. I've had corn dogs 4 times this week, but I like corn dogs, so that's not punishment. They're easy, so. I don't understand why your links don't work, Bobby. I don't know if it's a you thing, or no, it didn't work with mod shops too. Hey Bobby, try posting your link in Google Link Shortener and see if that works. Maybe because your link is so long, when I click on it, it's only going up to like the dots. Maybe it's not getting the whole thing. Or maybe, let me see, copy link address. Let me see when I paste it if it works like this. No, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. Everybody's links don't work. Yeah, I guess, I mean, yeah, 500 watt PSU isn't that expensive, but you still want to get like a name brand PSU. Let me see. 500 watt PSU. I mean, $55 is kind of expensive, Bobby. Especially when you're, I mean, there's cheaper ones, I suppose. You've got like a thermal take for 40, but $55 is not cheap for a PSU when your printer costs $130. You know, that's pricey. That's a third of your printer, more than a third of your printer. So, and there's no point in going with like an off-name printer. I mean, off-name power supply, because then you might as well just stick with the China one that you already got. But I think you should at least get a MOSFET board if you're doing the cheap China power supplies. And just double check all the wiring and stuff to make sure nothing's going to get shorted and that the gauged wire used is adequate for what you're trying to power. Like the power, the heated bed draws the most power out of everything if your printer has a heated bed. You have a 3D printer, Fear? Yeah, your links don't work. I don't know. YouTube's broken. Or maybe it's my end. I don't know. Because the links definitely don't work for me. I got one here for $45. Yeah, but you don't have to buy one right after you buy the printer. It's like an upgrade. Yeah, but the thing is, like, the ANET A8 had lovers and haters extremely for a long time, especially in the 3D printing news Reddit. There were people that loved the ANET A8, and there's a huge community behind it still to this day, although it's been out for quite some time now. But there were also people that were super anti it, saying that it's just they were making memes about it basically being just a fire starter type thing. And then there was this article that sounded loud. There was this article about a 3D printer that caught fire, and people were saying it was an ANET A8. Which I don't think that was ever confirmed, and I think that he had it enclosed near some cloth that created a lot of heat. Tense ASMR. But yeah, with some of the printers, like the ANET, because I heard so much stuff about it, and one, this isn't my house, and two, even if it was my house, I wouldn't want it to burn down. I figured that I might as well do. Most people were saying if you added the MOSFET board and checked your wiring, you were fine. But I wanted to add the PSU just because I had it, and somebody had made a mount for it. I figured, oh, what the hell? Might as well just add this. You know, it didn't take me very long, and it was cool for the sake of the upgrade video. Because when I bought this printer, my plan for it was to just rip it a new one basically, and do as many upgrades as I could to it, which I did do a lot of. Belt tensioning stuff and frame brace stuff along with everything else. So, but it turned out to be a really badass printer. No, I don't have one. Buddies had just got one. I don't know how much he has done with it, but they're pretty cool stuff. Yeah, they're really fun, man. I mean, again, I don't know. I mean, you've been following my channel for a long time. I feel like since back in all the modding days and stuff. But I mean, I feel like regardless of whether, you know, you're still into game modding or hardware modding or just for fun, there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, from stuff at your house or any interest that you might have, there's stuff you can make with it. But right now I'm printing a present for my mom's birthday, and only testing out this printer that I just got in. But it's this guy right here. It's a lighthouse. So as you can see, the one I'm printing is much larger. It's 3 times larger than the original model, but I'm printing it like this, so that way this part right here, if I'll show you the model, so this part right here is hollow, and so what I'm gonna do is, oh, there's even a hole in the bottom. That makes me want to turn it into a lamp even more now. But I'm just going to drop in like a LED tea light candle, which will basically just make light, a little bit of light emit through the window holes on here. And then I'm going to print out, where is it? This little cap for it. And I'm gonna give it to my mom for her birthday, which is on the 10th of the month. So I'm really hoping it turns out good. For one, for the sake of the printer, and two, obviously for my mom's birthday present. But she knows. I warned her. I said, making you something, but it's gonna take a long time, and no promises that it's gonna turn out perfectly. But so far, I'm really impressed. It's nearly 24 hours in now, so, and without a hiccup at this point. No, I don't. Oh, he said. Oh, the Dagoma Neva. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that printer. That was the Kickstarter printer. That was actually a really cool printer too. That was another one that was like full built, ready to go. You plugged in a few things and it was ready to print. I forgot that was a Delta printer I got in. So that means I've had that Delta printer, the Anycubic, Cossel. I had one from G-Tech or G-Tech. I think those are the 3 Delta printers that I've had in. Dude, if that print fucks up, it's gonna be a sad day. I know. I'm just gonna. You'll know because I'll close my mini blinds fully and my room will be dark all day. I'm just gonna sit and have a moment of silence for it. Only Toasted says, any suggestions to 3D print right now? I mean, I could find you something. I don't know if you have a specific theme or use you want. Bobby says quadcopter. We could definitely find you something on Thingiverse. I'm not gonna paint it, no. Jim asked me that too, and to hand paint it would be the biggest bitch in the world. To spray paint it would probably also be a pain in the ass. So no. That's why I printed it in white. Yeah, I know, I'm keeping it white. It's gonna look, I think, really nice in white. If my mom wants to hand paint it, because my mom's kind of artsy, and she has acrylic paints and stuff, if she decided she wanted to paint it, then that'd be really cool. But, yeah, no, I'm not going to paint this. No way. Emo Dan. Let me see if I can... There's this... Let me see. Hold on. This is gonna be me if if the print fails. Anything, I don't care, just make it cool. Well, see, the thing is, I don't know what you think's cool. Do you like video games? Do you like... Is there a certain movie, or you... you're... I was gonna ask you if you're a Star Wars guy. That's funny. And then I looked at your little Gravatar thingamabob. Let's find you something cool. Let's go left screen here for a minute. I'm trying to think of anything useful. I like coasters. I printed this guy out. I use this on my desk. It's not really showing very good. It's just like a honeycomb coaster because I was always getting stains from like cans on my desk, and my desk is glass, so that's been annoying. But these are kind of cool, but they like kind of sit inside of each other. These are really cool. Wait, under glass. Wait, are these not coasters? 4 fans. Oh, 12 under glass. These are sick. These are, if you don't print these, I'm gonna be sad. These are way cool. You don't have to print all of them. I guess you could just pick like your couple favorite if you want, or even your one favorite, but these are freaking wicked cool. I'm sad that this doesn't have more views and stuff. I'm only thinking it doesn't because of the way he titled it. It doesn't, like, under glass, it's a coaster. If you just titled it Star Wars Coaster, I feel like it would, had a lot more people interested in it. I'll link you to it if you want, man. Oh, it didn't work? Gray YouTube play button? No. What the fuck? What? What? Hold on, guys. Links not working in YouTube chat. All right, let's see. I stream from. Nope, that's all right. Let's see. Live chat links YouTube broken. If you don't want to turn up ad block, you can click on drive link. I don't think that's it. I have no idea. It's annoying. I don't understand if, especially if my chat's not working. Where's I can't even. I have too many tabs open now. Oh, the link. What? So you can see, like, you can see the emo link that you can see the emo link that I posted. That Thingiverse doesn't work. What? What is it doing with the link? Yeah, I'm looking at the link. The link is correct. Like, I'm comparing the link that I copied to the link that it pasted. They're identical. Let me see if I open a new tab. What the hell, man? It doesn't make any sense at all. Like, what? That's ridiculous. I don't even understand how that could possibly not work. I bet you, let me, so it doesn't work here. Okay, let me try, I'm gonna try on the, still have it? Edge browser? It works on the Edge browser. Google is broken, dude. That's insane. That's so dumb. I don't know. Over my head. I have no idea. Because the links, I was thinking that maybe it was changing the links or something like that, but I compared them side by side and they're identical, and that just proves now that they work over on the Edge browser, which is bizarre, but Fear says, I gotta go. See ya, everyone. Have a good night. Alright, Fear Man, thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you for the donations. It's been a long time. Hopefully you can make it to some of my future streams. Eventually here I'll start doing like actual planned ones, so that way hopefully you'll be able to see it ahead of time and say, hey, I'll be around or something like that. But either way, thanks for hanging out, and once again, thanks for the donations and the support. Good luck with your, if I don't see you soon, good luck with the rest of your senior year, and also good luck with the community college and doing all the financing stuff. But hopefully I'll see you around. It's been a long time, so I don't know how long it'll be till you stop by next time. But have a good night, man. Hey, what's going on, Dave? How you doing today, man? You were in your last stream, right? You were talking about the Anycubic Mega. I believe when I left, you guys were talking about the issue with like the Bode bed or the Bode bed assembly or something like that. Hold on, I'm gonna take a real quick. Yeah, I'll definitely try to touch back in. Yeah, please do, man. Even if it's just a, hey, I'm alive. Hi, like that's it. You know, I understand if life's busy and stuff. But again, no worries. You gotta take care. School's more important than popping into my stream, so don't sweat it if you can't. But anyways, I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick here. gotta turn the fan off. I'm cold now. I'll be hot. No, I'll leave it on. I just get hot and cold all the damn time. We playing PUBG tonight or what? Yeah, dude, we've got a 4th slot. Let's see, what did I miss? Yeah, definitely okay. Okay, we're testing out ModShop's link. Hey, it worked. This is what I just came home to. That's awesome. Do you want me to get you out? Oh my god, I gotta say that to my girlfriend. She just like spends most of her day watching funny animal videos. Still waiting for the replacement for any cubic bed to get delivered. Did they give you tracking on it so at least you know when it's coming in? But yeah, newbie, we're playing PUBG tonight, man. Nico, so it's me, Bobby, Nico, and you. And then Jim probably is gonna play Monster Hunter. If not, we'll figure it out. We'll kick Bobby off. No, just kidding. Maybe not. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. We've been playing. Just don't know. It seems like you're always a working man now. Because Jim's a bitch. It looks fun, Monster Hunter. If it was on PC, I would have picked it up, but I don't have a console and I don't really have a desire to get one, at least not in my current situation. Oh my god, I'm gonna play Monster Hunter with Jim. Owned. Yeah, he's been playing on PlayStation 4. It's him, pretty much everyone from that you're playing Diablo 3 with. It's him, Bud, and Charles or Chuck. So, look at this print, newbie. Biggest print I'll send you this one. Biggest print I've ever done in one print. Check your mailbox. Like, shut up, dude. Look at this print, man. It's a gift from my mom. It's like a foot by a foot by a foot and a quarter, like a foot and 3 inches or something like that. So far, it's been printing for 24 hours. It's looking pretty damn good. It should, like, once it gets done with the final rocks up top, it'll start getting, once it starts in the lighthouse, it'll get a lot more height quicker. It's done most of the, well, I'll show you right now. I had the link up for what I was printing, but no. Here it is. It is a lighthouse on the beach. So as you can see, it's done quite a lot actually. So I'm printing this version of it right here without the top on it, because it's hollow, the actual lighthouse. So and I'm printing it 3 times bigger than the regular size, so that way my mom can put, I'll get her like an LED tea light candle that'll light up through all of the different doors, like the door and the windows and stuff, and then I'll print out the top to put on it. Hopefully, it's probably going to shine through a little bit because I did white, but I'm hoping it'll look something like that in the end with the lights, you know, shining through it all like that. So we'll see. But if it turns out right, I mean, it's looking awesome. It's going to be huge. I don't even know where the hell she's going to put it, but that's her problem. What does the material cost that the printer uses to build stuff? Well, it depends on the material you're using. It depends on what you're doing with what you're printing. If it needs to be really strong and withstand more temperatures, then there's something called PETG, which is really popular nowadays. Before it was like PLA and ABS were the 2 primary. Now most people don't use ABS as much because ABS smells like shit and the fumes are not good for you. So PETG is really popular, but this is PLA, which is also, I want to say organic is the word. But it's cheap. So a spool, which is so on Amazon, picked these up a while back. They're just Inland PLA. Inland's the brand. I think I paid $15 a spool, and a spool is this big. It's a kilogram of plastic. Oh, I mean, spools come in all different sizes, but the spools I get are a kilogram of plastic, and it's $15. And this thing I'm printing is a whole spool, so it's like a $20 print or $15 print. But this is huge. I don't normally print stuff this solid or this big. Normally you can print a ton of stuff with just one spool of plastic, depending on how solid and how big it needs to be. If it messes up, newbie, I'm going to fly to your house and I'm going to choke you and then say sorry for choking you and then fly back home. I do not want this thing messing up, dude. I'm gonna be so sad. That's why I was nervous, because originally I was going to print it at a slower speed with a better resolution, but it was going to take like 66 to 70 hours, so I made it a little thicker lines because I didn't want that to happen. Well, not because I didn't want, no, just because I was scared that if I went 66 hours, something bad would happen. So I was thinking 40 hours is like the sweet spot. So far it's looking really good, so we'll see if the JGAurora A5 can produce. Sounds hot. Can I watch? Of course. What are the odds of it messing up? I don't know. Well, the thing is, I just got this printer in. I got this printer in 4 days ago or so, maybe now. Whenever I streamed last is the day it came in. And, yeah, so I haven't really used this printer. I've printed this little cat, and I've printed a couple little parts. So I went from little cat to massive 1 foot by 1 foot by, foot and some print, which is 1, the biggest print I've ever done, and 2, the longest print I've ever done in one sitting, in one print. The difference between this printer and most of my printers is this printer comes pre-assembled, minus 7 screws, while the other printers I have are kit printers, so it takes me anywhere from 6 to 9 hours to assemble them. And yeah, normally I start off with smaller prints because it's scary to go just straight up to a big print. So there's a good chance that it could fail, no doubt. I mean, it could clog, something could jam, a number of things could happen. This printer does have like a smart board in it though, which has the ability to pause. If plastic runs out, it'll pause and you can change it. If the power cuts out and it goes back on, it'll continue where it left off. While most printers that you get, like cheaper ones in the kits I build, they don't have those features. So hopefully that'll save you from some of the potential errors and problems that could occur. But yeah, anything's possible. I mean, all it literally takes is, the thing moves up on these little spiral or lead screws is what they're called. But they're basically just screws that turn. And as they turn, the printer head climbs up. Well, I can see that these are clearly, well, I can't see if they're clearly bent, but they look like they've got room to wiggle. So all it takes is, hey, once it's up here, maybe something's a little offset, and so it causes the nozzle to move just ever so slightly to the left. Well, that'll ruin your print. I mean, it might not be the worst looking thing in the world. There's worse things that could happen, but it still would ruin the perfectness of the print. So a lot of things could happen. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with 3D printing, for sure. Especially when you're doing something this long, this big. That gives you more room for failure, as well as sucking more if it fails because of the time, money, and time that you waited, for it. But Dave says, do you use Octoprint? I do. If I actually show you my left... Oh, screen's up. I'm stupid. I thought you guys were... No, I keep forgetting to switch back. Yeah, I do. So these are... this one is connected to my ANET A8, and this one is connected to my Folgertech 2020. But yeah, I use Octoprint. I love Octoprint. It's so nice being completely cable-free. So yeah, I do use Octoprint. I used AstroPrint just for a tiny bit to try it out, but I like Octoprint. It's what I've always used, so I don't really have any desire to go back to AstroPrint. I brain farted, sorry. 5 to 8 inches of snow and ice tomorrow. Oh, that's... Jesus, man. Want to see our weather, bud? Check this out. Riverside weather. I looked at the next 2 weeks just like earlier. Yeah, 82, 83, 86, 83, 72, 72, 71. Our low is 71. It's going to be a brutally cold day. Sorry, I know I'm rubbing it in, but You probably should move out of New Jersey because it sounds terrible this year. Oh, I see. Are you still into console modding and stuff? No, not really. Like, I still like console modding. Don't get me wrong. And like my buddy Newbie in chat, or Newbert, I'm not calling you Newbie, but my buddy Newbert in chat and my buddy Modshop, who was here earlier, who still probably is here. They're both still much more heavily involved. And Newbert typically keeps me up to date when something cool is coming out. But yeah, I don't have consoles anymore. All I've got is my Switch right here, compliments of Newbert for my last birthday, which I may mod or I may not. I don't know once I see what's out and what it requires me to do. Are you kidding me? My, damn it. My TV detected the Switch get plugged in, so it switched over. Hold on. Awkward. Yeah, but no, I'm still like interested in it, and believe me, if I could, like, my YouTube channel is random and it's all over the place, and I know that hasn't helped my YouTube channel in growth because it's like one day he's talking about, you know, water pollution, and the next day he's talking about snowboarding, or you know, something like that. I still I love video games. I play on the computer daily video games. I love retro games. I just finished building this on my channel. I 3D printed and modeled this. It's got a 7-inch LCD screen and arcade cabinet hooked up and a Raspberry Pi inside, and it's got like Super Nintendo, Nintendo Genesis, Game Boy, N64 games on it. And this thing's awesome. I love this thing. But yeah, no, I'm still really interested in it. Like, no doubt. I just don't really make videos on it anymore. Must be nice. Oh my god, the Switch is gonna get so fucked. Did you see, Newbert, that Failed Overflow posted something? They got Linux running. I saw that Modshop liked that this morning, which is really cool. I'm hoping they're able to run Linux on all versions once Team Executor releases it. Because I would have fun if I could run Linux and do little, like, Python programs and stuff like that. I would have a blast with it. I remember when you told that story of selling an Xbox, I think, or fixing one in a sketchy area and getting stuck in the parking garage. Yes, yes. That was my how to not get killed while doing a Craigslist deal thing. Yeah, I remember that. That was fun. And I was doing commentaries. Yeah, that was, I was buying a Xbox to repair in the ghetto, basically, and got locked in a parking garage with a bunch of dudes that were throwing up gang signs and, like, yelling at me. That was a terrifying, terrifying day. Execution gets so fucked hard by Failed Overflow. Yeah, I really want them to release something for the Switch. I'm, like, waiting semi-patiently, but it must be nice to get all that Reddit karma. Yo, front page and shit. Super nice in console, nice job. But super useless. Extremely. Hey, it's what the customer wanted. I really wanted to do another year for fun. Dude, Newbie, so look how dumb this is, man. So, alright, your link won't work, right? Like, I'll click your link, and it won't work. But your link's fine. YouTube and Google are broken. So now if I go over to my boy Microsoft Edge, who doesn't get a lot of love these days, and I search it here, look at that. Perfect. Stupid. Our thoughts on L4T are best summed up by this picture. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's wrong with YouTube. Well, today's been a fun stream, I will say. Today was more fun than the other day. Partially because my back is feeling better today, knock on wood. While the other day was so fucked up still. I was like I was miserable the day after I took out this damn JGAurora. My back was like pissed at me for not chilling. Try to hold Control-Shift-V. Nope. I didn't do it. excuse me. I cannot wait for this print to be done. How many... I want to see how many photos my camera's taken. Okay, so far it's taken 2,000 photos over the last 24 hours, so it's probably going to take another 2,000 photos. I have it set up to take a maximum of 10,000 photos. Temptation of dropping release right after executed chip hits resellers, though. What's your releases? Release something, I think. Does Failed Overflow and Team Executor not really get along or like each other? Did you retract your message, Dave? I just saw it says retracted now. Did one of the mods do that, or did you just do it yourself? Dude, Team Executor is not cool like that. I think I made a lot of rant videos on Team Executor back in the day. I said I love their products, but I hate their staff. Some of the worst human beings I've ever met. And their forums. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I had the... I keep forgetting to do that. Oh, is it... Are they doing things differently now? It's been years since I've even cared or looked into it or anything like that. Whoever is behind the account now, the forums are so cancer. It makes me for myself. I can thank Martin C. God, the fact that I remember Martin C's name. Yeah. There was another guy too named like I think he was from California. I think San Francisco area. What was his name? It wasn't Martin C. It was this thing with the word noob in it, or? Yeah, they didn't like... I mean, I understand that, like, with anything, I get frustrated, too. You know, when, like, I've made tutorials for something, and, like, let's say I made a video, right? And I spent, you know, the day... Like, tutorials, because they take longer. Tutorials take longer than any other videos I make. And it took a lot of time, and I got all the shots, I got the audio, I got the editing, and I know that this has got nearly everything answered. And then somebody answers or asks a really basic question that if they had watched 3 minutes of my video... they could have just figured out for themselves. I get really frustrated with stuff like that, and so I understand like how everyone was, not everyone, but how a lot of people just want to get spoon-fed everything, and that's not really cool, and how people would get frustrated, but they were just dicks. There's no need to be dicks. There's a lot of people that just need a little bit of pointing in the right direction. Could you use a link shortening website to share the URL? Could I use a link? Let me try. Let me see if I shorten Google. Let me see if Google's will work. Google link shortener, and then I'll plug in like. This is just a YouTube search for this printer. Let me know if this works for you guys. That's why I got 7,800 on 7 sins in the next 364 section. Helping kids daily. The culprits. Modshop seems to have magically figured out how to get everything working. Johnny Guns is a super moderator on Team Executor. I thought he wasn't even cool with them anymore. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know. How'd you get your thing to work? Oh, just through Yeah, so I don't know how you say it. Just noticed that when I was taking the screenshot. Yeah, it's wild. Not sure how long he's been there, but he doesn't really mess with consoles anymore. Yeah. I talked to him for a little while, a couple months back when I was playing some games on the computer. We actually played a little bit of like Warframe together, and I caught up with him for a bit, but yeah, he's just busy doing his thing. Just playing his games and working and living, so I wish he'd come back to YouTube. I love Johnny Guns. Well, I still love Johnny Guns. He's an awesome dude, but I loved his personality and what he had to contribute. And I think even if he doesn't do, game modding and stuff like that, he still has a lot to offer in whatever, direction he wants to take his channel. Only Chrome in this house. Oh, snap. Did you finish it, dude? You finished your edit and your video and all that? What camera did you shoot with? Was it your iPhone? Yeah, I only use Chrome too. Everything else is too slow for me. My buddy, or Jim uses Firefox. I've been trying to get him off that forever. He's a Firefox guy. Yeah, just my iPhone X. Of course he did. Oh man. Tutorials were great. It was great to be able to link people to tutorials that covered everything. The commentary was pro as fuck. Yeah, well, he was like an audio tech dude. Like, he did radio work for so long. So, yeah, he had such a, he could have done one of those, like, late night radio shows. Like, you get, good evening, this is your host, Johnny Guns. He's like that really soothing, crisp-ass voice. And he put a lot of time into his editing, which was awesome. I never had the patience. My videos are always like cut, and like I try to get as much as I can as quick as possible in, but I know that's not for everyone. A lot of people liked, well, his style and my style, I suppose, but his style was definitely like, if you were to watch his video, there's no way you're not getting out the other side, knowing what you were doing. So he could be making some decent side change on Fiverr. Just being one of those guys where like people could pay him $5 to just say like a sentence or something like that and record it and send it to him. It's funny. Well, I'm thinking about ending the stream, guys. It's been an hour and a half, and again, I'm just trying to do like these hour 30 streams here. I think I'm gonna try to get some food in my belly, and I don't know, just hang out for a little bit for right now. But we'll be making a video on this print when it's done, and I'll probably be streaming again in the next couple of days here. I don't know how often I'm gonna do it. I've honestly been like having more fun than I've been having more fun with streaming lately than actually recording, which is weird, but I like doing both. It's not gonna run out of filament, Andrea. Don't curse me. I gotta find. I paid some guy to do the audio for my 1-800 number. Oh, for your shop. I've used Fiverr for graphic work before. I had some guy make some intros for me. Although I'm pretty sure he just tweaked some templates, because at that price, even though I paid more than $5, it was like $25 for a few. But it was still dirt cheap for the work. But yeah, there's some cool stuff on Fiverr. Did you see? PewDiePie did a video. He got like a lot of backlash. He did a video on Fiverr a while back where he got stuff done, and there was one where there's a guy that's dressed like Jesus, and he looks like Jesus, and he'll like pop up and say, "Hi, this is Jesus," or "Jesus here," and then he'll say something. It was really funny. Like, I was dying laughing. Well, this man pick you up a pizza. I think they're making dinner here, man. We'll do pizza another night, newbie. Do you know when your next day off is after tonight, Newbert? Because I'm going to be building another. Well, it doesn't have to be the night I build the printer, I guess. Because I'm going to build the Tronc CX5 on stream, which will probably be. It probably won't be a one-day stream. It'll probably be one night for a couple 3 hours or so, then maybe the following night, depending on how much time I've got in. Oh yeah, Jesus and Jack's yeah, that's it. Friday? Okay. Because Thursday I might be going to a 3D printer meetup thing with my girlfriend, and I don't think I have anything going on. Today's Tuesday, so Tuesday's the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. It's my mom's birthday Saturday. Should probably work. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna try to stream on Friday then, dude. If it's not me building a printer, it'll be just hanging out or talking about something. But potentially I'll be working on the printer. And if you want to do pizza on Friday, I'd be down with that. Friday's a good day for some za. But anyways, thank you guys, Andrea, Bobby, Modshop, Newbie, everybody for hanging out, and the other 9 people that are here just chilling and looking. Dave, if you're still here. I don't know who else is still here. John, if you're still here. But thank you guys for all hanging out and checking out this massive print that's going on. I might, for the sake of it, do a quick stream tomorrow just showing it as it's getting towards the top of the tower. We'll see. I don't really know. But if I do, hopefully, you know, some of you guys can stop in. But seriously, thanks again as always. Thank you everyone for the donations too. Modshop, thank you for the donation. Bobby, thank you for the donation. And I don't remember your name off the top of my head right now because you were way, let me see. Well, Fear took off, but Guido, that's funny. I don't know. Hopefully, Guido, thank you very much for the donation too and hanging out earlier if you're still here. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel. And I'd play some PUBG with you peeps, but I suck. We all kind of suck, Modshop. But I guess we're getting better. I'd be down to, if you just want to mess around and run some duos sometime soon, I'd be down with that, Mod, since it seems like until I have a job, you know, I'm here during day hours and stuff like that. I'm trying not to fall back into that loop of playing games too much during the day as much as I was before, but neither reason. Speak for yourself. Alright, now I'm getting hated on. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later on. I'll see you, Bobby and Newbert, later on in Discord. And everyone else, have a great night. Thanks for hanging out.